All right, why don't you go ahead here?
Okay. Well, when I look on this scene, I have to remember that this was a snow-covered scene back in January of 1945, and our tanks came sweeping up that draw, and we had been ordered to mount the tanks because they were in a hurry to achieve this high ground and to achieve this intersection here, which were always primary targets of the military. And as we approached this corner here, one of the lead tanks struck a mine, and the tank was disabled maybe about 30 feet in from the roadway. And that night I had determined that I would not dig anymore. I got tired of digging. So I negotiated with the tank commander. The tank was still occupied by its crew of 5, but it was immobilized because of the mine. And I negotiated with them. I said I would like to sleep under the tank, under the rear of the tank. And of course they were always delighted to have infantry as close as possible. So they threw me a pile of blankets, which they were always blessed with piles of blankets. And I spread the blankets out over the snow underneath the rear engine compartment. And I had barely done that when Fred Dorsey came to me and saw what I was doing. And he asked whether I would mind if he would join me. And I said he would be welcome to do that. So they threw additional blankets down for Fred. And then, of course, one of the first things you do at night, you set up a guard schedule, a guard post, and then a guard schedule. And there was a tree across the roadway from our tank, and that tree was assigned as our guard post. And you serve 2 hours on guard. And if I remember correctly, the time of our guard duty was from 2 to 4 in the morning. And then George Sampson and other men who were dug in maybe about 50 feet beyond us along the tree line, their schedule was from 4 to 6. So because the engine of the tank had been running all day, it was very hot, so there was a lot of residual heat that it threw off, which made things even more comfortable. So we soon had a good night's short sleep. But then at 2 o'clock we were awakened to take our post. And when it came time to do that, Fred refused to cross the street to the other post. He said he would not do that. So we had a heated argument because I was very, very responsible when it came to that. Guard duty is one of the most elementary responsibilities of the military. And not to do your duty in that to me is unforgivable. But Dorsey refused to do that. So I finally consented because you do not pull guard alone in combat. But I said we would post ourselves in the front of the tank so that we would miss nothing. So we did that, and after the end of 2 hours, I went down and awakened George and the other man, and they came up and relieved us, and Fred and I crawled back underneath our blankets under the rear of the tank. And I don't know how long we were asleep when we were awakened by a commotion. And when we crawled out here, there was a group of men with a patrol of Germans that had come up in the interim. And when I saw that, I was really, really shattered, because I thought, supposing that patrol had come up when we were not at our post, and that was totally contrary to my thinking and my demeanor in the military. I always did what I was ordered to do. And that sort of sent me into a sense of depression, because inside of Germany, we were in a position in a woodland, and another man and I had our foxhole right at the edge of this woods. And we had a guard post in the center of this group of foxholes, which was our primary guard post. And one morning, John and Murian and I, who shared the foxhole, got out of the hole, and there within 10 feet of our foxhole was a well-oiled clip to a German machine pistol, which meant that a German patrol had come by within 10 feet of our hole, because whoever was on guard was not on guard and had been lapsed and could have gotten us killed because of that. And thinking about that and thinking of my own lapse here by not insisting that we come to the guard post, I was in a sense of a real depression.